What's up, YouTube? I wanted to share with you quickly my modern deck. I play a junk, mid-range, just basically good stuff deck. It's a lot of fun. Junk's my favorite color scheme, so I get a lot of enjoyment out of playing this deck. So let's go ahead and go over the mana base real fast. It's 22 lands. I run 4 Marsh Flats. And I run 4 Verdant Catacombs. Those are my fetches. Here are the fetch targets. I have 2 Overgrown Tomb, 2 Temple Garden, and 1 Godless Shrine, 2 basic forests, 2 basic plains, and 1 basic swamp. This is those are helpful for if I get my creatures get Path to Exiled. 1 Horizon Canopy. It's just good for the draw card effect. If you're late game, you don't really need extra land, so you can drop it. Gavany Township is an excellent card. It's just an awesome utility, being able to put a bunch of +1/+1 counters on all your creatures. It's very effective. I run 1 Ghost Quarter main deck. I like this because, you basically can destroy any land and they get a basic. It shuts down, a Tron deck that's getting ready to go off, blow up their Urza's Power Plant or whatever. Any effective utility land, say like a Blinkmoth Nexus from an Affinity deck that's going to try to get in for infect damage. It's so versatile. Or a Celestial Colonnade. Takes care of all that, and you don't have to wait around for like a Tech Edge trying to let them get to 4 mana. Last land that I run is a Manland, Stirring Wildwood. It's just very nice to have when you've got extra mana and you can use this to continue your attacks. It's also good to help get around like a Supreme Verdict. Moving into the creatures, I run 4 Deathrite Shamans. This guy's just an all-star. This deck really ends up taxing your life total. It's got like Dark Confidant and Thoughtseize and stuff, and then you're, bringing in your shock lands untapped. So, it's pretty relevant if there's creatures in the graveyard and you can gain some life back with Deathrites, or just ping them for like the last few life by exiling sorcery or instance. Plus they ramp, which is nice. It all depends on your scheme. Or overall strategy for the deck you're playing against. Next up, I have 3 Noble Hierarchs. Great ramp. Exalted Trigger's pretty nice. It's actually pretty sweet too. If somebody's like playing a Blood Moon, helps you get around that too if you don't have a whole lot of basics out. Next up, I've got 4 Dark Confidants. Not much to say about Bob. He's just a sweet card. Good card advantage. The highest mana costing card in the deck is 3, so it's not really going to hit you for too much. And when it does, you've got cards like these, Scavenging Ooze, that will help give you some life back. It's also excellent graveyard hate. Good for shutting down Snapcaster targets like Lightning Bolts, Helix, etc. And as the game goes on, he just gets bigger and bigger, which is really good. This is a new addition, which has been very effective. Tidehollow Scholar. I really think that hand disruption is really good. So being able to like turn 1 Thoughtseize and then turn 2 Tidehollow Scholar, and basically you're getting rid of 2 of their cards, and you're looking to get rid of answers that they can bust Scholar out and get their card back. So if they don't have an answer, then you've got a 2/2 that's constantly swinging in, dealing damage, and they're out an extra card. And we've got 3 Knight of the Reliquary. Just a fantastic beater, and the fact that you can tutor up like your Gavany Township to put +1 counters on all your creatures. Tutor up that Ghost Quarter if you need to destroy like a Colonnade or something. They're just very good. And then I run 3 Kitchen Finks. These guys were in my sideboard. I had, you know, some Luxodon Smiter's main deck, but I took them out. They just were not doing enough. Their discard effect going into play was very rarely used. I like the fact that they can't be countered, but that was it. It was just an uncounterable 4/4, and it wasn't very useful in the majority of my matchups. And I found out that I was really killing myself with this deck, which is, you know, part of the fun of playing it. But the fact that these guys replenish my health or my life total, whatever you want to call it, is really effective. It helps keep me alive. It's an effective body getting in there, great blocker, board wipe, all that kind of stuff. It's everything you want. Next up is I run 4 Thoughtseize. It's just a fantastic hand disruption card. Sure, it costs you 2 life, but you get to choose any card that's non-land. So it's whatever answer that they have that you don't want to face, get rid of it. Put it in the graveyard, and then get ready to exile it with, you know, Scavenging Ooze or your Deathrite Shaman. I run 4 Path to Exile. It's probably one of the most effective removal spells in the game for modern format. Next up, I run 2 Abrupt Decay. The fact that it can't be countered is very relevant, but you know, for those matchups that run counter spells, really the only thing you're probably going to end up being able to blow up is a Snapcaster. But these things are really good answers for like an early attack from Affinity, blowing up like a Cranial Plating or anything like that. It's really good. Then I have 2 Maelstrom Pulse. This is also great against, you know, those like Affinity decks that have multiple copies out in play. I've used these to blow up Planeswalkers in the blue, white, red control matchup. So these have really come in handy also. Then I run 2 Lingering Souls. I used to run 3, and I ended up taking one out. I just have found it a little more effective this way. So I'm still able to get the flashback and everything, and put out a decent supply of 1/1 flyers. And Gavany pumping these guys up is really awesome. And lastly, main deck, I run 3 Liliana of the Veil. She's really my only answer to like a Geist of St. Traft. That is one of the tougher kind of matchups, is that blue, white, red control that runs like Resto, Snaps, and Geist of St. Traft. But she's a great Planeswalker. You dump your hand and then just continue to disrupt their hand with her +1 ability. Here's the sideboard I'm going to get into. In my meta, there's a lot of Affinity, Tron, and robots. But Kazali Pridemage is currently in my sideboard. I'm probably going to take him out and add 1 more Surgical Extraction, because that card has just been very effective. But I do run a lot of Artifact Hate. Next up, I run 1 Kataki War's Wage. I have 2 Stony Silence. Fantastic for shutting down Tron. Shuts down Cranial Plating. Just really good hate for those artifact decks. And then this has really been the all-star, Fracturing Gust. If I am playing like that quick robots matchup, I try to get an opening hand that's got mana and Fracturing Gust, because when you hit your 5, you get to destroy all artifacts and enchantments and gain 2 life. So all the early damage that they've done, you gain it all back. You wipe their whole board, and by then they've dumped their hand. They got no cards. It's easy for you to gain card advantage and win. I have 2 Surgical Extractions. I love this card a lot. I'm gonna probably put 1 more in. It's been great to you know, take out people's win conditions. Say I'm able to Thoughtseize out like a Living End, and basically get rid of that. And now they really can't win the way they want to. And you know, for the blue, white, red matchups, say they've cast like a Lightning Bolt, well, I can get rid of all their Lightning Bolts. If they got 4 copies, it's a 4 for 1, which is really awesome. Next up is Gaddock Teague. This guy is Just very, very effective also in the control matchup, in the Tron matchup. Somebody that wants to, cast like Karn or Sphinx's Revelation or, just anything that is a non-creature spell with converted mana cost 4 or greater. Can't be played. X spells can't be played. It's just shuts down a lot of cards. So he's very good to have in your sideboard. I have 2 Voice of Resurgence currently in my sideboard. I used to run these guys main deck. They weren't doing enough unless it was like a control matchup. It was basically just a 2/2 bear, not doing much. I really want this card to be great, but the more I keep playing with it, the more I'm less impressed with it. So he's gone from the main deck to the sideboard, and I'm not sure. He might find his way out of my sideboard completely. I board him in against those control matchups, which sometimes has been pretty good, but I still don't know I think there's probably some more effective cards out there. I just have to keep playing, testing. I run 1 Tectonic Edge. It's just another answer to Celestial Colonnade or a few other lands that could give me problems, and I can tutor it up with Knight of the Reliquary. This is a guy that I decided to bring in. I haven't really played with him yet, but he's for the control matchups, with Cryptic Commands, just, pretty much destroying my deck. The Luxodon Smiters were pretty effective, but for 1 more mana, I can get an Uncounterable, a Hexproof, and Regenerate. So, I can regenerate him from Supreme Verdict. He can't be targeted, from Lightning Helix, Path to Exile, anything like that. Can't be countered. So really, he just is a good answer to those control decks for 1 extra mana over Smiter. I think he's going to be pretty effective in that matchup, but I'll have to see. And then lastly, I run 1 Linvala. Fantastic card for shutting down like the Splinter Twin Pestermite type deck. At my store, there has not been anybody that runs that deck yet. But that's not to say that somebody can't show up one day with it. She also does some good things. I actually played against a deck that ran a Blister Coil Weird with the Paradise Mantle Storm deck. And so she would stop that combo there. So that's my sideboard, and that is my Modern Junk Good Stuff deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I'm going to post a video and talk kind of how my deck has evolved over the past month or so from me playing at my local store, and what cards have come out, what cards went in, and I hope you guys look forward to hearing about some of my matchups, some of my plays, and just want to say thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more deck techs, and sub to my channel. If you like this video, thumbs up, and you guys have a good day. See ya.